Welcome to the Oshawa Community Museum podcast with your host, Melissa Cole.
Hello, this is Melissa Cole, curator of the Oshawa Community Museum. Thank you for joining me today on our second of 12 monthly podcasts. Today we're going to speak about another one of our treasured artifacts, John Dickie's rebellion boxes. The year is 1837, and the province of Upper Canada has been left ravaged from economic depression, disease, crop failures, and the aftermath of the War of 1812. The divide between class and race is at an all-time high. After the war, a movement with several factions called the Reform Movement was born in Upper Canada. Split between moderate and loyalist reformers, both factions were advocating a variety of reforms to the government and administration of Upper Canada's Toryism. However, in 1836, Lieutenant Governor Sir Francis Bonhead directly intervened in the federal elections and succeeded in winning a conservative majority. This interference convinced radical loyalist leader William Lyon Mackenzie that armed insurrection was the solution to their political woes. The opportunity came when Head moved all the British forces out of the province to suppress the Lower Canada Rebellion. Between December 5th and 8th, a group of about 1,000 rebels gathered at Montgomery's Tavern in Toronto. And although this loyalist militia quickly won initial small skirmishes in the city, the British forces were ultimately successful. And as a result, hundreds of men were arrested. Some were sent to Australia's punishment, and 2 men, Samuel Lount and Peter Matthews, were executed as a result of their involvement in the rebellion. Many men who were arrested during the rebellion in 1837 carved what were to become known as prisoner boxes during their stay in the Toronto jail. The boxes carved by these men had sliding lids and dovetailed corners. These men were predominantly farmers and laborers of small communities who simply wanted the right for their children to be educated, liberty to practice their religion freely, and the right to elect representatives to the Legislative Assembly to speak on their behalf. And one of these men was John Dickie. John Dickie was a local farmer and silk weaver born in Paisley, Scotland in 1787. John lived in Oshawa, farmed the land, and was a figure who contributed to Oshawa's early industrial development. What has not been recorded in the pages of history, however, is the fact that John Dickie participated in the rebellion of 1837 and was apparently arrested and jailed for his involvement. This biographical information has rather been recorded on these wooden rebellion boxes. 5 boxes make reference to John Dickie, and one of those 5 was made for his wife Jean, and 3 others were crafted by Dickie for his children and a family friend. The 3 boxes made by John Dickie are small and made of dark wood. One of these boxes is inscribed to James D. Hout, one to L.N. Dickie, and the third to William Dickie. The box to Hout has been inscribed as such, James D. Hout, from John Dickie, August 1st, 1838. The 2 other boxes were engraved as follows. They read, For Helen, to L.N. Dickie, from her father, John Dickie, June 30th, 1838. Beauty is a flower that fades. Soon it falls in time's cold shade. Virtue is a flower more gay that never dries nor fades away. May freedom smile and bring us peace, and all oppression and trouble cease. For William, inscribed, a present to William Dickie from his father in Toronto, August 11th, 1838. May vengeance draw his sword in wrath, and justice smile to see it done, and smite the traitors for the death of Matthews, Lount, and Anderson. Beauty is a flower that fades, soon it falls in time's cold shade. Virtue is a flower more gay that never faded nor dies away. These artifacts from the 1837 rebellion contain key information about a man's life, information not seemingly found elsewhere. Little information was known about Dickie, as the rebellion of 1837 papers and jail registers at the Archives of Ontario contained no information about John Dickie. His death notice in the Ontario Reformer was short, and his tombstone in Union Cemetery only contains dates. On the one hand, being arrested in jail on charges of high treason could be a chapter of someone's history that they may want downplayed. However, Peter Matthews and Samuel Lount, who were executed for their involvement in the rebellion, were looked at as martyrs, and the contemporary view of the rebels taking actions to achieve responsible government has led to their being seen as heroes. Indeed, Dickie's boxes to his children speak of justice, virtue, freedom, and overcoming oppression, implying he possibly felt his involvement in the rebellion would have been just. if he did not create 3 little boxes and dedicate them to James Hout, L.N. Dickie, and William Dickie, the fact that John Dickie participated in the 1837 Upper Canada Rebellion would have been lost in history. If you would like to view these artifacts, you can do so by visiting our online collection at oshawa.pastperfectonline.com. We will also be doing an additional podcast this month, coinciding with our speaker series. This month's presentation will be called The Victorian Medicine Show, and it will be held on February 21st at 7 p.m. Be sure to visit our Facebook page to watch for more details. We will be talking about a few of the pieces from our own medical collection, including tools and Victorian remedies to various illnesses. Thank you for listening.